Hey everybody, my name is AmmaTheCPA. I go by AmmaTheCPA. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant, which means that I am certified to help the public when it comes to a variety of accounting needs. And so this video is to explain to everybody how you are losing so much money in taxes. Okay, did you guys know that the average American loses about $5,000 to $6,000 in taxes alone every single year? Okay, when I sit down with my clients from year to year, and I always start off and I ask them, what is their number one expense? Because it's just like a fun thing to ask to see what people say. And they say a variety of different things, their rent, their mortgage, transportation. Some people may even say healthcare. And I always tell them that that is not their number one expense, because your number one expense is taxes, especially when you have a traditional job that's paying you via W-2 at the end of the year. Because when you're paid with the W-2, if you notice, they take out your taxes before you even get to touch your money. Okay, if you earn it, part of it goes to the government and part of it goes to you. You don't even get to see it. On average, people actually lose, people actually lose about 30%, and some even more than that, of their hard-earned money directly to the government that they'll never see again. Now, it starts with just the income tax, but then think about this. When you go to the store, you also get charged a sales tax. That's the same exact money that was just taxed. You just paid income taxes on it. They took that out. Then you go to the store, they charge you sales tax, right? If you want to get a good idea of all the taxes that you pay in your local jurisdiction, look at the back of your cell phone bill. You'll notice that you pay all types of county tax, local tax, not even some, of course, the state taxes. Most places charge you state taxes. So we pay so much money in taxes that we don't even realize how much money we're actually losing every single year. Now, if you want to stop losing money or you want to make more money, you have three options, okay? You got three options. The first option, obviously, is to make more money, right? So how can you make more money? Maybe you get a second job. Now, the only problem with getting another job is now you're going to be taxed on two jobs instead of the one job, right? Okay, you can also, your second option is to start saving more money and budgeting. The problem with that is once you get into your routine of and you get your bills set in place, because most of our bills are residual, meaning that they come every single month regardless of what we do, right? They're residual. We have residual bills. So it gets so difficult to cut back, because where do you choose to cut back, right? When your bills are already on a constant. And the third and last thing that you can do that I highly recommend is start a home-based business. Now, when you start a home-based business, you really get to kill two birds with one stone. Not only do you get to cut your expenses, right? Your number one expense, which we already discovered, is taxes. You also get to earn a residual income. And we just mentioned how we have residual bills, right? So we might as well have some residual income. So then that is offsetting and killing two birds with one stone. Now, it's only a couple different options a couple of requirements, a couple of requirements that the IRS requires us to be able to take all these tax deductions. Before I get to that, let me explain that the IRS actually allows us as home-based business owners to get the same amount of tax deductions as if we had a traditional brick and mortar business, which means that you, right, having a small base business, you get to get the same amount of business tax write-offs as Amazon, Walmart, McDonald's, etc., etc. Now, maybe not the dollar amount, because maybe you are not earning so much money as of yet, but you get to write off the same exact things related to your business as they get to write off related to their business, okay? So only two requirements that the government requires us to do in order to take all these thousands and thousands of dollars in tax write-offs. The first requirement is you have to run your business, right? So all you have to do is run your business a minimum amount of time, like 3 to 4 hours in the week, running your business. And that's requirement number one. Requirement number two is so simple. All you have to do is actually have an intent to make a profit, right? Now, you don't even have to actually make a profit, because the government knows that most businesses, when they first start up, they have so many startup costs and different things that they have to actually incorporate. So they may not, right? Not necessarily all the time, but they may not turn a profit in their first couple years. So, or in their first, whoever knows, they may not turn a profit. So the requirement states that you actually have to have an intent to make a profit. Okay. So how easy is that? So just to recap, you have to work your business a minimum of few hours, 3 to 4 hours per week. And then the second requirement is that you actually have to have an intent to make a profit. Just by doing this, you can get a minimum of $5,000 right back into your pocket just from having your home-based business, okay? And this is just in taxes alone, okay? $5,000 a year in taxes alone. $5,000 to $6,000 in taxes alone. The taxes that the government is taking directly out of your paycheck, now you get to keep it from having a home-based business, okay? This is not even taking into consideration the residual income that you can possibly earn, like we talked about. This is only the tax savings. Not only this, right? You also get to, once you get started in your home-based business, one of the first things that we can do is adjust your W-4. Now, by doing so, what you're doing is telling the government that you'll have these variety of deductions throughout the year. So then you get more of your money right back in your pocket that they don't even take, right? They won't even take it out. So what happens is you really get to collect a portion of your refund every single pay period. Okay, how awesome is that? Right? You get to collect a portion of your income every single pay period. Again, this is not even taking into consideration the residual income that you can possibly earn, right? So last and definitely not least, because I don't want to have this video too long, a couple of things that I do want to go over are the number one deductions, or the top four. I'll say the top four deductions. Number one, the top four deductions that you can, that really will give you the most bang for your buck when you do start your home-based business. So the first one is the home office deduction. So you guys see right now, right, in my home office. Now, the cool thing about this deduction is that you don't even have to have an actual room for your office, right? It doesn't have to be a standalone room. It can just be an area in your apartment, in your house, where your desk is, right? Your desk, your bookcase, whatever, something that you designate as your office. So then what that does for you is it gives you the ability to write off on your taxes the percentage of rent, mortgage, or mortgage, right? Whichever one you pay, a percentage of your utilities, etc., a percentage of all your living expenses that you incur in the home based on the square footage of the home office. So to figure this deduction, you would simply figure out how big your office and how big is your office space in relation to your entire home, and then that is your percentage that you get to write off every single month. Okay. The cool thing as well about this, the only requirement I should say with this one is that it has to be specifically and exclusively used for your home office. So for example, you cannot have, a kitchen table that you eat there in the morning time, but at night it's your home office. It has to be a location that is specifically for your home office. The second huge deduction that we have is the business use of your personal vehicle. You know how much money you can save from using your own personal car right, and driving around, writing off things related to your business, this deduction alone literally can save you thousands and thousands of dollars. The IRS rate varies from year to year, you know, sometimes anywhere from like 55 to 59 and a half cents. But if you think about it, just to kind of sum it up and make it easy for you to remember, think about it's about $1 for every 2 miles that you drive. That's huge. Think about how much you drive and how you can incorporate your business into your everyday commute, into your everyday travel for your job, whatever. And you get to write that off on your taxes. Okay, this is a huge one that is always overlooked. Number 3, you get to write off 100% of your healthcare costs. So, you know, you may go to the doctor a lot. You may use a lot of money in prescriptions. You may have family members that use a lot of money in prescriptions and going to the doctor, different specialists and things like that. This is a huge, also overlooked tax deduction that most people miss, and even when they do have a home-based business. So you definitely want to take this into huge consideration. And then last and definitely not least, my personal favorite is business travel. Now think about all the trips that you can take and incorporate your business, all the business trips that you can take and incorporate a little bit of personal fun and have the entire trip a whole tax write-off. Right now, of course, there's requirements to all of this stuff. You actually have to conduct business when you are there, okay? But one of the cool things when you are traveling out of town, everything is a tax write-off when it's a business trip. And then, of course, you can always have fun, but everything is a tax write-off from literally the time that you leave your house, you leave your apartment, you drive to the airport. Those miles are a tax write-off. That the airline, the air flight, the ticket, the flight, you know, if you park your car at the airport, that's a tax write-off. The food you buy, etc., etc. Everything is a tax write-off when you have your business trips. So these are just a few of the deductions that you guys can get from having a home-based business. So now what I want you guys to do, remember, I'm AmmaTheCPA, which stands for Certified Public Accountant. I'm always here to help, right? So, but get back with the person that sent you this video and they can help you get started. And if you have any further questions, reach out to that person and they can help you. They can answer them or they can help you get in touch with me. And have a great day. AmmaTheCPA.